Hey guys, I'm Daddy Plant, and I fix brown leaves, not broken hearts. Today we're talking about one of the most popular and easiest houseplants in the world, the spider plant. You might know it as Chlorophytum comosum, or simply, that plant with the babies. And it's called a spider plant because those long, arching stems produce tiny plantlets that dangle like spiders on a web. It's the plant that keeps on giving. Spider plants are native to South Africa, where they grow as clumping perennials. Indoors, they've become a staple because they're almost impossible to kill. They tolerate low light, forgive missed waterings, and clean your air. And the best part? They produce dozens of baby plants for free. In this video, I'll teach you everything you need to know. Light, water, soil, fertilizing, propagating, common problems, and why this plant is the ultimate beginner's choice. Before we dive in, if you're new here, hit that subscribe button. We put out new plant care videos every week, and I don't want you to miss the next one. Also, drop a comment below. Do you have a spider plant? How many babies has it produced? I'd love to hear about it. Now let's get into it. First, let's talk about why spider plants are so popular. Chlorophytum comosum is a clump-forming evergreen perennial with narrow, strap-shaped leaves that arch out from a central rosette. The leaves are usually variegated, green with white or cream stripes down the center or edges. In spring and summer, mature plants send out long, wiry stems called stolons. Small, white, star-shaped flowers appear, followed by miniature plantlets, the spider babies or spiderettes. These can be removed and planted to create new plants. It's one of the easiest plants to propagate. Now let's talk about the different varieties. There are several. The classic one is Chlorophytum comosum variegatum, the traditional spider plant with green leaves edged in white. Vittatum has a white stripe down the center of each leaf. Bonnie is a compact variety with curled, twisted leaves. Ocean has reverse variegation, green center with cream edges. There's also the all-green wild species, which doesn't have variegation but is still a great plant. Some varieties, like Chlorophytum capense variegatum, don't produce plantlets at all. They're grown purely for their foliage. And Chlorophytum orchidastrum green-orange has broad green leaves with orange leaf stalks and no plantlets either. Now let's start with light. Spider plants are very adaptable. They grow well in bright indirect light, but they tolerate medium and even low light. However, the variegation is more pronounced in brighter light. In low light, the white stripes may fade and the plant will grow slower. In too much direct sun, the leaves will scorch and turn brown. So the goal is bright indirect light. Near an east or north window is perfect. A little morning sun is fine, but keep it away from harsh afternoon rays. Now let's talk about temperature. Spider plants like average room temperatures. They prefer 65 to 75 degrees Fahrenheit during the day and cooler at night. They can tolerate down to about 55 degrees, but not lower. Keep them away from cold drafts, air conditioning vents, and heat sources like radiators. Now let's talk about humidity. Spider plants are not fussy about humidity. They tolerate average indoor humidity. But if the air is very dry, especially in winter with the heater running, the leaf tips may turn brown. To prevent this, you can mist the leaves occasionally, use a humidifier, or set the pot on a pebble tray. Now let's talk about watering. This is where people sometimes have trouble. Spider plants have thick, fleshy, tuberous roots that store water. This makes them drought tolerant, but also sensitive to overwatering. Here's my rule. Water when the top 1 to 2 inches of soil feels dry. In most homes, that means watering about once a week in spring and summer, and every 2 to 3 weeks in fall and winter. When you water, do it thoroughly until water runs out of the drainage holes. Empty the saucer. Never let your spider plant sit in standing water. Overwatering leads to root rot. Underwatering is better. The plant will just look a little pale and dull and perk right up after a drink. Use room temperature water, and if possible, use filtered or rainwater. Spider plants are sensitive to fluoride and chlorine in tap water, which can cause brown leaf tips. Now let's talk about soil. Spider plants aren't fussy. Any good quality, well-draining potting mix works well. You can add a little perlite for extra drainage if you want. The pot must have drainage holes. Don't go too big. A pot that's too large holds too much water and can lead to root rot. In fact, spider plants actually produce more babies when they're slightly root-bound. Repot every 1 to 2 years in spring, going up 1 pot size. Now let's talk about fertilizing. Spider plants are not heavy feeders. You don't need to fertilize often. During spring and summer, you can feed them once a month with a balanced liquid fertilizer diluted to half strength. Do not fertilize in fall and winter. Too much fertilizer, especially too much nitrogen, can cause brown leaf tips and reduce the number of plantlets. Now let's talk about pruning. Spider plants need minimal pruning. Remove any dead, yellow, or brown leaves by cutting them off at the base. If your plant has too many plantlets and they're weighing down the stems, you can trim them off to save the parent plant's energy. If your plant is badly damaged or has lots of bent, split leaves, you can cut the entire plant back to about 2 to 3 inches above the soil. It will regrow from the center. Now let's talk about propagation. This is the most fun part of spider plants. They produce baby plants on long stolons. These spiderettes can be rooted to make new plants. You have 2 main options. First, root in water. Cut off a baby plant with its roots or just the nub. Place it in a small jar of water, making sure the base is submerged but the leaves are above water. Change the water weekly. In a week or 2, roots will form. When the roots are a couple of inches long, plant it in soil. Second, root directly in soil. Place the baby plant in a small pot with moist potting mix. You can pin it down with a bent paper clip or a piece of wire. Keep the soil moist. In a few weeks, it will root, and you can cut it from the mother plant. You can also divide a mature plant into several smaller plants. Just cut through the root ball with a sharp knife. Now let's talk about common problems. Let's go through them one by one. Problem 1, brown leaf tips. This is the most common complaint. It can be caused by several things. Fluoride and chlorine in tap water. Too much or too little water. Low humidity or too much direct sun. You can snip off the brown tips for appearances, but you'll need to fix the cause. Problem 2, leaves turning pale or yellow, usually a sign of overwatering or not enough light. Check the soil. If it's soggy, water less. If the plant is in a dark spot, move it to brighter, indirect light. Problem 3, leaf scourge. Brown or bleached patches on the leaves from too much direct sun. Move the plant to a shadier spot. Problem 4, no babies. Spider plants usually need to be at least a year old to produce babies. They also need to be slightly root-bound. Too little light, cool temperatures, or an overly large pot can discourage flowering. Problem 5, root rot. Caused by overwatering or poor drainage, the plant wilts and the roots turn mushy and brown. Take the plant out of the pot, cut away rotten roots, and repot in fresh, dry soil. Water less. Problem 6, pests. Spider plants are generally pest-resistant, but they can occasionally get scale insects, mealybugs, spider mites, or aphids. Scale insects look like small brown bumps. Mealybugs look like white cotton. Wipe them off with rubbing alcohol or use insecticidal soap. Here's where you come in. Drop a comment below. Do you have a spider plant? How many babies has it produced? Do you propagate them? I'd love to know. Now let's talk about spider plants in the home. Spider plants are incredibly versatile. Place them in hanging baskets to show off their cascading foliage. Place them on shelves or plant stands. They're also known for their air purifying qualities. Studies have shown that spider plants are effective at removing formaldehyde, xylene, benzene, and carbon monoxide from indoor air. They're also non-toxic to cats and dogs, making them a safe choice for pet owners. Now let's talk about spider plants outdoors. In warm climates, spider plants can be grown outdoors as ground cover in partial shade. They can also be grown in containers on patios or decks in summer. But they're not frost hardy. Bring them inside before temperatures drop below 55 degrees Fahrenheit. In colder climates, they're grown as annuals outdoors or kept indoors year-round. Let me give you a few quick answers to common questions. How fast does spider plant grow? Fast. It can fill a pot in one growing season. How big does it get? About 12 to 15 inches tall, with leaves spreading about 12 to 24 inches wide. Why are my leaves folding? Usually a sign of stress from overwatering or underwatering. Check the soil. Can I put my spider plant outside in summer? Yes, in bright shade, no direct sun. Bring it back inside before temperatures drop below 55 degrees. Is spider plant toxic to pets? No, spider plants are non-toxic to cats and dogs. Why is my spider plant not producing babies? It's probably too young, not getting enough light, or not root-bound enough. Let's wrap everything up. Spider plants are one of the easiest and most rewarding houseplants. Give them bright, indirect light for the best color and babies, but they tolerate low light. Water when the top 1 to 2 inches of soil are dry. Use well-draining soil. Fertilize lightly in spring and summer. Propagate by rooting the babies in water or soil. Wipe the leaves clean. And don't worry about brown tips. They're common and can be trimmed. Here's the most important thing to remember. Spider plants are the plants that forgive everything. Forget to water them? They droop but bounce back. Put them in low light? They survive. Overwater them once? They forgive you. They produce babies for free. They clean your air. They're safe for pets. This is the plant for people who think they can't keep plants alive. Give it basic care and it will thrive. And once you have one, you'll have dozens, because those babies just keep coming. Before you go, hit that subscribe button if you haven't already, and leave me a comment. Do you have a spider plant? How many babies has it produced? I'd love to know. Also, what plant should I cover next? Pothos? Snake plant? Something else? Let me know. Thanks for watching. Take care of your plants, and they will take care of you. See you in the next video.